Greetings. Hi, I'm Dr. Walter Jacobson, a board certified psychiatrist. I want to talk about control. A lot of people are, they need to be in control. Uh, it's uh, it's really critical for them to be in control. And when they're not in control, they get very upset. They get anxious, mostly. Maybe they get irritable and angry. Maybe they get depressed. But the point is, they are creating their depression, their anger, their anxiety by their need to be in control. I had a patient the other day who said, I need to be in control, and when I'm not in control, I get irritable, I get reactive, I get angry, I get, very, very anxious, very, very agitated. So here's the thing: it's all about choice, uh, because because she framed it as I need to be in control, and when I'm not, I'm anxious. That's a embedded self definition. Okay, and so it's a self fulfilling prophecy. If you have defined your state, if you have defined yourself as needing to be in control, and when I'm not in control, I get angry and irritable and very anxious and agitated, then that's what you get. That's what you choose. That's how you define yourself. And that's the way it's going to be. Okay? So, one way to actually eliminate the agitation, the anxiety, the irritability is to redefine yourself, redefine the statement. And first of all, you have to, the statement is, I do not I do not need to be in control. I like to be in control. I want to be in control, but I don't need to be in control. If you change that from I need to be in control to I don't need to be in control, all the time, and you acknowledge that, then everything's going to change. Then that anxiety, that your irritation, that irritability, whatever, it all goes away because now there's no conflict. If you're saying like, yeah, I want to be in control, I like to be in control most of the time, but if I'm not in control, it's okay. I'll deal with it. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, so if you redefine that, then you won't be generating anxiety because you're not creating a conflict in your mind, a conflict between what you want in life and what reality is delivering to you. So this really ties into the idea of obsessive compulsive disorder as well, which is a major anxiety disorder, but it's also a disorder of self-control, or of needing to be in control. The way I frame most OCD kind of behaviors is this. At some level early on in the person's life, way early on, obviously in the first 3 to 5 years perhaps of existence, uh, perhaps they feel unsafe. Perhaps it's chaotic. Their environment is chaotic, dysfunctional. They get double messages. Perhaps there's some fear of abandonment. Perhaps there's some neglect. Perhaps there's some who knows what. But basically, the child gets a sense that that it's a hostile universe. That the universe is a chaotic, unsafe place that can attack you out of nowhere at any point and hurt you. Okay, so if that's the case, if that's the given, that's the definition that you've got then about the world, then you're going to want to do everything in your power to control the universe, to control as many variables as possible so the hostile, chaotic universe doesn't attack you in particular. So people end up like, for example, checking and rechecking is the stove burner on, is the door locked, etc. But they take that, it goes way out of control. But it's all sorts of things needing to have things in their proper place, or else something bad's going to happen. But the point is, that's the basis of it is this. Trying to control everything so that your world is safe. But you need to recognize that these behaviors, people who have this disorder need to recognize that these behaviors are not stopping chaos from happening. You can't control the universe. You can't control every variable. The universe is what it is, and if it wants to throw a curveball at you, it's going to. And rather than fearing that and doing all sorts of compulsive things that really don't do anything but waste your time and make you uncomfortable, you need to give up the idea of control, the idea that you have to do these things or else terrible things are going to happen. And it can be done. OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, can be treated with cognitive therapy, with using your mind to reason out that what you're doing isn't helpful and isn't necessary either. And when you start to realize that you don't have to go through these rituals, you don't have to straighten picture frames, and the sky isn't going to fall in, your world isn't going to tumble down upon you. The more you don't give in to needing to control everything, the more evidence and data you get that nothing bad happens, and eventually you're able to extinguish that response. So whether you have a severe case of control issues as an OCD, or whether you just tend to be a control freak, where you're just taking the control issue beyond what's really best for you and all concerned, recognize that it's a choice. It's all about how you frame it. And if you decide that it's okay, you can choose yourself well. If you decide it's okay that I can't control everything, and the things I can't control, I'll do the best I can to deal with them when they happen. And I'm not going to worry about them now before they've happened, because many of these things you worry about don't happen. And you're wasting your time worrying and being anxious and agitated about things that never happen. It's best to have a sense of self-reliance, a self-confidence, a belief that when difficult things happen and obstacles come your way, that you'll be able to deal with it and cope with it and manage it in an appropriate way. So those are the skills you really want to develop, not how to control the universe, but how to deal with life-changing circumstances in an appropriate way without overreacting, being impulsive, reckless, etc. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks, take care, peace be with you. See you next time.